Welcome to another episode of The Latest with Maya. Today, I am so happy to have a conversation with actor Taj Speights. Taj currently stars as Jake in The Pit, which is one of my favorite shows. Thank you so much for being on my show. I'm so excited to be talking with you.
Thank you for having me. Great intro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so, who has had the biggest impact on you professionally?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's been so many because I've been kind of a journeyman in acting. I've been from guest star spot to guest star spot, so I could probably list 100 people. But if I had to think of like the most consistent professional impact on me, it's probably my sister. My sister also acts. She's 2 years younger than me, and we just are constantly pushing each other when it comes to doing self tapes or auditions and stuff like that. So I would say definitely my sister.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who has had the biggest impact on you personally?
Personally, if I had to say one, I would probably say actually Kobe Bryant. I'm from LA. I grew up in LA and I grew up watching Kobe Bryant and just the way that he approaches the game, the way that he approached practicing and putting so much effort into being ready for each game and everything like that. I think that really uh, spoke to me. And I try to apply the Mamba mentality to my life every single day, whether it's in the gym or when it comes to acting, breaking down film, my own film, being hypercritical on myself. Yeah, I would say definitely Kobe Bryant probably had the biggest impact.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So what in your life brings you the most joy?
I hate being cliche, but it's being on set. Honestly, like I think that the worst day on set is the best day of my life. Like no matter what's happening, when I'm on set, I feel like everything just kind of calms down, slows down. I can think clearly. I don't think there's any other place where I'm more at peace and know what to do more than being on set for sure.
Oh, wow, I love that. So, what has been the biggest obstacle you've overcome?
Oof. If I'm thinking about recently, it was probably the pandemic. The pandemic was horrible for obviously so many reasons. Of course, you have all the people that lost their lives, which was horrendous. But then when you speak specifically about the industry, it kind of tore everything apart and like set actors back to square one. And yeah, I would definitely say that the pandemic was probably the biggest obstacle to overcome currently for me right now.
What motivates you even on days you aren't really feeling it?
My family, honestly, it's my family. I wanna make my parents proud. I've got so many goals, so many things I want to do in acting. I want to show kids that look like me that it can be done. And also just I've got the biggest chip on my shoulder. And I'm very competitive when it comes to myself. So I think the biggest inspiration for me is that I every single time I see myself, I know I can be so much better. And every time I look at old things that I've done, I realize how much better I've gotten. And I think the biggest inspiration is just trying to drive myself to be the best version of myself. And that's not even a real thing. I don't think there is such thing as being the best version of myself. When I'm the best version of myself currently, I'll be looking to be better than that. Um, so I think it's really just that, just striving to be the best version of myself and then competing with that version of myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So, the pit is so good and so intense, and like I said, it's one of my favorite shows. Are the storylines challenging to film?
Yes, very challenging because with everything taking place in essentially one shift, you have to have the muscle memory of what happened in the previous episode and the episode before that. And like when we come to set, we have to have our nails clipped to the size that they were in the first episode that we're brought into. Same thing with our hair. The makeup has to be exactly the same. So yeah, like just from that standpoint, it's tricky. But then you add into it like with the acting and everything, like specifically with my character, coming from Pit Fest, and then basically the next time you see me, it's like chaos, in the ER. So for me, there was a lot of things that I had to constantly be thinking about when I was in those scenes and stuff like that, and I couldn't just deliver certain lines straight up as they seemed. I had to remember things that had happened in the past and why that may affect the way I would deliver a certain line in the present. So there was a lot of thinking. It was like Inception.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of that. That's yeah, it's so interesting and definitely it seems like it would add more pressure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you do to leave the day behind when you're done filming?
Ooh, well, when I was doing this, um, I really didn't leave the day behind too much after filming until like the last day I really released it. But when I was filming, especially, it was so crazy when we were shooting those emotional scenes in episode 13, where Noah, when Dr. Robbie breaks down and he has that crazy moment and I'm seeing my girlfriend in the morgue. um those scenes were shot when the tragic LA fires were going on out here. So there were several days where we would show up prepared to work, but the the air quality wasn't necessarily good enough, and so we'd have to go home. So we had to reschedule a few times, shooting those big scenes. And for me, I was like, I was so anxious to get those scenes in. So when we finally were able to do those scenes, um, after like the last day of doing all those scenes, I came home and I really was just able to be relieved. It felt like a weight was off my shoulders with those scenes. But I love doing those scenes too.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I there were constantly yeah, like so many episodes that I'd either be like covering my eyes through certain scenes or just and like by the end of basically every episode I was just crying and with the Pitfest storyline I mean that like that sent my anxiety to a different
Yeah.
level watching that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's horrific.
Yeah, and I there was one, I forget which episode it was, but it was kind of at the end of the season that it was like the one episode that like through the entire thing, like my stomach was turning and I just felt like so nauseous through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh, the effects, Chris and Tom that do effects and Dash that kept on putting blood on me and stuff. They're so good at what they do.
Yeah.
It's so real, and it's like, even being on set sometimes for me, I'll take a double or a triple take because it's unbelievable the work that they do. It feels so real. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I always felt like I was like right there with them, with like everything being so graphic and so realistic.
You're really a part of the shift, it feels like, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there I was like especially with the Pitfest storyline, I was like I'm always like in awe of doctors and nurses and like especially watching like the protocol with like Pitfest and everything. I'm like I honestly I don't know how they could like keep coming back and keep doing like that again and again. And so I'm just like constantly so impressed with them and especially after seeing that like having like kind of a more like a different understanding of it.
Yeah, it's really insane. Yeah, I commend them so much. Just being a part of this show made me realize even more so how much those people are. They're superheroes. They're real
Yeah,
life superheroes.
yeah,
So I'm incredibly grateful for the work that they do for sure.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I am pop culture obsessed and I go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching. Is there a show that you are currently obsessed with?
Yeah, I'm right now I'm watching the show called Dope Thief.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I don't know if you've heard of it with
yeah.
Brian Tyree Henry, and it's yeah, that show has got me glued. I just finished White Lotus, which is another incredible show that I've been stuck on. Yeah, just like you, like that's all I do. Like all I do is study film and TV. So there's a few. I've been watching a lot.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I watched the White Lotus, and yeah, I'm watching Dope Thief right now too.
So
And
good, right?
yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good TV out right now.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, my family and I all always joke that there's too much. We can't decide what we want to watch.
That's true. The Studio too. I don't know if you heard of that one with it's
Yeah, I love that show.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're on the
it is.
same
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. And there's a new show on Hulu that recently came out called Mid-Century Modern.
Oh
That
yeah?
yeah, I watched that all in like a day.
Wow.
It's so funny. Um,
I should check it out. You think I should check it out?
yes,
Okay, let me
I
check
highly recommend that.
it out.
Okay, you'll have to let me know what you think.
I will. It sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like that's like the show. That and The Pit is what I'm recommending to everybody right now. So yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
Oh, that's such a good question. Um, this is gonna sound interesting, but I would say I'm me to an extreme. Like I'm too much me. So if you don't like me, you're gonna hate me. You're not just gonna not you're gonna hate me. Not just that, I think I'm very dedicated and I look at everything through the lens of like being an artist and being an actor and everything like that. So um yeah, like you said, movies and TV play a big part in my life and doing this job, like all I am really focused on is trying to get my next gig. Uh so those two things I would say are the warning labels. Like I'm extremely dedicated to this to the point where it's the only thing that matters. And then I'm a whole lot of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd come with a multiple warning
Oh
label.
yeah?
Yeah, I think I need many.
Probably me too if I sat here long enough. I mean, anybody that's in this business is a little bit crazy for sure. So it
Yeah.
makes you crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I recently I realized um a new one that I'd have that I didn't think of before that I didn't really realize was like will unintentionally stop listening.
Mm.
So because I was having a conversation with my best friend a couple days ago, and he was talking about um something, and then like I was listening, and then like my mind kind of wandered, and so then he like stopped, and I heard him like being like, Maya, and I was like, I will be honest with you, I didn't hear a word you
I
said.
didn't hear anything you said.
So
Where did you go? What were you thinking about?
I don't even remember. I think I was thinking of mid-century modern.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
think
gotta watch the
I was
show.
thinking about that.
I
So,
gotta watch the show. If I watch the show, I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna be doing the same thing, thinking about that show when somebody's
yeah,
talking.
yeah. I'm constantly just, yeah, there's just scenes now, because I watched it all in a day, and then I just like it's my new comfort show, so I'm like rewatching the episode. So I'm constantly just having scenes replaying in my head, just laughing. So yeah,
That's funny. That's funny.
yeah. um, what song best describes your life right now?
Hmm. Dang, that's a really good one. My life right now, I'll probably say Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar. Um, just because it's wild. There's so much stuff going on right now. Um, I've got a huge, like I said, a huge chip on my shoulder. I've got a lot to prove. I've got everything to prove, nothing to lose. Um, and I got a lot of stuff that I want to show to the world that I don't think the world knows about me yet. So yeah, definitely Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar, visceral diss track.
I love that. Yeah. I haven't heard that song, so I'm writing it down to
Yeah, it's the diss track that Kendrick Lamar made towards Drake, and it's yeah, it's very violent. It's a good one.
Oh. Well, thank you for the recommendation.
You're welcome. You have to tell me if you like that. You give
Yeah,
me one, I give you one.
I will, yes. Yeah. Um, yeah, I constantly have just um music. It's either like I have a show or a movie on or I'm listening to music. Like there's no silence anymore.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way.
Yeah. There was yeah, a few years ago my mom had asked me if like we could she was like, "Can we ever just have silence in that?" I was like, "No, if it's quiet, I get in my head. If I get in my head, I start thinking. If I start thinking, I start getting anxious and spiral." Oh.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Sometimes like having a show on in the background or something is better than silence. It's that
Yeah.
white.
Yes, exactly.
I
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. You get me.
do. I do.
Yeah. Um, what is something people are always surprised to learn about you?
Well, now because I'm so it's been a minute since I've done it. I'm actually like a world-known b-boy, if you know what that means, or like a breakdancer. Is the more commercial term for it. I was in a crew. I flew all around the world, breaking and battling people and stuff like that. Um, and honestly, like that mentality is probably the reason that I am the actor that I am today. Like I'm very competitive and stuff like that. It's because I came from the world of being a b-boy.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's very random, and a lot of people don't really know that about me.
That's so cool. I love that. Um, So, what subject could you give a TED Talk on, even though you were totally unqualified on that subject?
Hmm. Something I could give a TED talk on, even though I'm unqualified. Dang, that's a tough one. What am I not qualified for that I could give? Okay, probably like comic books, I would say. I'm a big comic book junkie. But I don't know that I'm necessarily qualified. I don't know that I've done all of the I don't know if I've dived deep enough in the Reddit forums to be technically qualified for them. But like Wolverine, we could talk about Wolverine all day. I'll give you a TED talk on Wolverine for sure. That's my favorite.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I can just like talk about really anything pop culture like for
Yeah.
hours. And if there's like a show or something I'm really obsessed with that somebody like gets me started talking about that, I won't stop.
Go for hours.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Um, so, do you have a go-to comfort show or movie that you turn on when you just want to tune out the world?
Yeah, there's honestly there's probably two. It's if it's not The Sopranos, which is like one of my all-time favorite shows, I probably seen The Sopranos like maybe 4 or 5 times front to back. And if it's not that, it's probably The Boondocks, which is a cartoon that I kind of grew up watching, and I feel like they have an episode for every emotion or for every anything that's happening in the world. I feel like there's an episode for it. So it's one of those two. If it's not The Sopranos, it's The Boondocks or Dexter. Dexter's another one that's a comfort show for me. Yeah, so one of those.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I have like a list that I just rotate between.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel
So,
you gotta have those lists.
yeah. Yeah, I have many that just like anything that can help me turn off my brain, I love. So,
Yeah. Sometimes it's a movie too. Sometimes it's not a series, it's a movie, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But
exactly. Yeah.
for me, like the movie that I've seen, I think probably 50 times is Interstellar.
Oh, I love that.
Watch that over and over and over again.
Yeah, I there's a lot of movies that I could just watch yeah, over and over again. I think there's three that immediately come to mind, and that's Shazam,
Uh-huh.
and then a movie called Home Again,
Uh-huh.
and then The Prom.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh,
You're talking about the superhero one, right?
yes.
I actually have a friend who's in that. His name is Jovan.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I know exactly who. Um, Wait, I loved his character in those movies.
Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so, do you have uh I'm so sorry, I just completely uh,
It's okay.
lost my spot and my
What about that
question.
show?
Yeah, yeah. Um, so, do you have like a show or a movie that you just quote all the time?
Oh, there's so many. Yeah, honestly, probably anything from the Godfather, probably. There's so many quotables in The Godfather. I try to live my life by the code of The Godfather, honestly. Like never go against the family, all that stuff. It's all translatable.
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, my brain is just filled with movie and show quotes and references to
Yeah.
different scenes just that I will, yeah, pull out in any conversation. So,
There's nothing like great writing, right?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the shows that I quote the most are Will and Grace,
Uh-huh.
Friends, and Psych.
Oh yeah. There's
So
those.
yeah, yeah. So I quote those all the time. And there's another show that I love called The New Adventures of Old Christine that I like reference scenes from that all the time.
Yeah.
And now Mid-Century Modern is another one that I'm referencing all the time. So yeah.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's so good. It's with Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love her.
Yeah, it's so funny. And I've interviewed some of the cast from the show. It also had Wanda Sykes and Clark Gregg and Hamish Linklater, and it was so funny.
Wow, that's really cool. I love Clark Gregg. He's a cool guy, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I've interviewed him and Hamish Linklater and Wanda Sykes, and they're all so nice, and it made me love the show even more.
I feel even more connected, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I started watching that show during the pandemic, and so it's just forever a comfort show now for me.
The shows that got you through.
Yes. Yeah.
At the time. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I just have one more question for you. Um, so I love inspiring and motivational quotes. And this week, the one that spoke to me is, "You didn't come this far just to survive. You're here to feel, to create, to live." Is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
Hmm. Not one that I've heard, but if I can give one, it would just be just keep going. Because I feel like no matter how bad the day is, the next day is going to be better. So just hope for a better day the next day. Just keep on going. No matter how dark it seems, if you just keep on going, you keep on applying, um, applying pressure to whatever you're working on. Um, you will be victorious eventually, even if it's not when you thought it should happen. It's going to happen, and it's all about the timing. Even if it's not on your timing, it'll happen.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Um, that was my final question for you. I've had so much fun talking with you. Thank you so much for joining me.
I had a great time. Thank you, Maya. I appreciate everything.
Um, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. We have a great day and great rest of the week and everything else.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, and that's a wrap on today's edition of The Latest with Maya.